How's it going? Back once again to talk about chapters 5 and chapter 6. Chapters 5 starting with the adapting to differences. I started with the quote in 5.2 and the adapting to cultural differences. The quote I pulled was the quote on culture. The culture is a learned system of knowledge, behavior, attitudes, beliefs, norms, and values shared by a group of people. Culture and communications, said anthropologist Hall, are inseparable. You can't talk about one without discussing the other. To me, the author goes on to state that communication is learned culturally, and being in all the different cultures, it's important to learn the different cultures and how they communicate. It's important to me it's important to me because I've seen many different cultures, domestically and foreign, that communication is varies quite a bit, and it's to succeed. You need to be able to adapt. So, on to chapter 5.4.1. It goes on to talk about Generation Y, and I quote saying, the author quotes saying, "This generation is connected generation, which reflects on their tech savvy and need to remain connected and engaged. Members of Generation Y, also known as millennials, seek work that is fulfilling and enables them to make a difference." To me, the author goes on to explain how this generation wants to have a meaningful career field or experience in their career that makes a difference. And this is important to me because I am the beginning years of this generation, and I can definitely agree and connect it with, if I wanted to have a career field, I want to be make a difference rather than just fill a spot. Moving on to chapter 6, which is the adapting to differences. I pulled a quote from chapter 6.1, or sorry, 6.2, and that is the relating to coworkers. The author quote, "Finally, quality coworker relationships are positively related to job satisfaction, job productivity, and job involvement, and they are negatively related to employee turnover. In other words, having colleagues who are also your friends keeps you from quitting." To me, I think the author goes on to explain having how the connect is the outside world to the inside world. I think that the author is trying to explain how your friends at work can keep you from having a negative experience. And to me, this is also important because I couldn't see myself being in a job field where it's miserable and I couldn't connect to anybody. I would rather have someone there who I can relate with and be a friend. On to chapter 6.5.1, skills for managing emotions. The author goes to quote, "One problem that most people have while trying to manage conflict is controlling their emotions. Most conflicts provoke emotional responses: anger, hurt feelings, frustrations, fear, or defensiveness. Of all the emotions that people can feel on the job, frustration and anger are the most commonly experienced emotions." To me, I think the author goes on to explain how people can get caught up in the frustration and anger point, and sometimes pull them away from their job, and how there should be a safe and non-hostile place for dealing with these emotions. To me, this is important because I don't think I've ever had a job where I haven't had a conflict with anger and emotion being involved on a weekly basis, and that there should be a safe and productive place where people can go ahead and manage these emotions. And I can definitely see that can be a situational thing. So with that being said, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks.